Have you ever wondered why time only flows in one direction? From the moment we're born, we're thrust into a current that carries us from the past through the present and into the future. We age, we grow, we change, but time, it seems, only marches forward. This isn't just a trick of the mind or a facet of human perception. It turns out, this one-way flow of time isn't just a product of our human perception. It's a fundamental part of the laws of physics. There's a term for this one-way flow of time. It's called the arrow of time. This arrow of time concept is not a product of some whimsical imagination, but rather a critical aspect of our understanding of the universe. It's a phenomenon that influences everything from the spinning of galaxies to the aging of your skin. The arrow of time points in the direction where disorder or entropy increases from the past to the future, and it never reverses its course. This concept is deeply rooted in the second law of thermodynamics, which essentially states that the universe tends towards disorder. Think about it. If you leave a cup of hot coffee on the table, it eventually cools down. It doesn't spontaneously heat up. This is because the state of the hot coffee is more ordered than when it cools down and spreads its heat into the surrounding environment, increasing overall disorder. This simple observation is a manifestation of the arrow of time, but there's more to it. Our understanding of time's unidirectional flow is also influenced by Einstein's theory of relativity. According to this theory, time can flex and bend depending on speed and gravity. But even with these distortions, our experience of time continues to move from the past to the future. A space traveler moving at near light speed might experience time at a slower rate than us, but for them too, time would still move forward, not backward. Despite our best efforts, the true nature of time remains elusive. We perceive time as a stream flowing from the past to the future, but why it flows in this particular direction rather than the opposite is a mystery that continues to baffle scientists. The arrow of time, the second law of thermodynamics, and Einstein's theory of relativity are merely pieces of a puzzle that we're yet to fully comprehend. The arrow of time, as fascinating as it may be, is just one part of the puzzle. One of the key contributors to our understanding of time's direction is the second law of thermodynamics. This law, in essence, states that the total entropy, or disorder of an isolated system, can never decrease over time. It can only increase or at best remain the same. This concept might sound a bit abstract, so let's think of it this way. When you drop an egg, it shatters into a mess. That's an increase in entropy. But have you ever seen a shattered egg spontaneously pull itself back together? Probably not, and that's because it would mean a decrease in entropy, which contradicts the second law of thermodynamics. This law, therefore, gives us the concept of the arrow of time. It points from past to future in the direction of increasing entropy. This is why we remember the past but not the future, why we grow old and not young. It's why we perceive time as flowing in one direction. But remember, the second law doesn't necessarily say that time itself is moving. It simply suggests that there's a certain directionality to the way events unfold, from order to disorder, from past to future. So, in a way, the second law of thermodynamics provides a scientific explanation for our everyday experience of time. It's a compass, showing us which way time's arrow flies, shaping our perception of the passing moments. While we may not completely understand why time flows in one direction, the theories we have so far give us a glimpse into the fascinating world of physics. Let's jog our memory a little. We talked about the arrow of time and how it helps us perceive the flow of time from the past to the future. We also touched on the second law of thermodynamics, a fundamental law in physics that suggests the universe's entropy or disorder increases over time, further supporting the concept of the arrow of time. Then we explored Einstein's theory of relativity, which offers an intriguing perspective on how time can be flexible, influenced by speed and gravity. Yet despite these theories, the direction of time's flow in our everyday experience remains a constant, always moving from the past to the future. The mystery of time continues to captivate scientists and curious minds alike. Who knows what other secrets time holds for us to discover?